Now what we have to do, we have to ensure that Africa is united. The Honorable Marcus Mosiah Garvey in 1914, he started the great organization, the UNIA and ACL, the Universal Negro Improvement Association and African Communities League. This great organization will be having a great convention this year in Jamaica, the 61st convention of the UNIA and ACL will be in Jamaica. And as we know, the Honorable Marcus Garvey used this organization to form the black man government. As he said, he's here to unite Africans at home and Africans abroad, Africans in the diaspora. So today is a very great day that we are honoring the works of His Imperial Majesty, of Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, and many other African heads of state that came together in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia, the 25th of May, 1963, to create the Organization of African Unity. You more know it as the OAU. Now, this is juxtaposed to African Liberation Day, and also we use February every year to celebrate Black History Month. Why do we celebrate Black History Month? Because we have to make that connection. A lot of the literature that we have gotten was literature from the colonial masters that they used to divide our people. They use it to make you lose your self-esteem, and they used it to miseducate you. So we have to now understand that we, as the great African people that we are, we must now teach our children and teach our own legacy. There's a number of books that I have here to show you some of the works of our great African writers. We have here Ishaka Diop, Civilization or Barbarism. This is a book that shows you the greatness of the African people. And in Black History Month, when you learn about a lot of the things, stainless steel was smelted in Zimbabwe over 10,000 years ago. When you read this book, you will learn about that. So we were a great people. We have Chancellor Williams. Chancellor Williams, the destruction of the black civilization. It goes to show the miseducation of our people, that when you don't know yourself, you don't know where you are coming from, you don't know where you are going. Chancellor Williams show you how the black civilization was destroyed. We have Dr. Kwesi. This one is the Organization of African Unity, showing you the works of the different African leaders that brought the OAU into life. C.L.R. James wrote this book, The Black Jacobins, and this shows the great works by one of our greatest general, our war general, the Honorable Toussaint Louverture. And this one shows how the Haitians defeated 3 European countries, England, Spain, and France. One nation in Haiti defeated 3 of the great European nations that rule the world. This happened in 1793. So we have to know that we are a great war strategist. The Medunetta. The Medunetta is the oracle that we use to reconnect with our spiritual self. This is a book that was written over 20,000 years ago. Yes, over 20,000 years ago. So when the white man tell you that history started with the Bible and Adam and Eve and 2,000 years of history, we go 20,000 years of history. Then we come to 1914, the Honorable, the Right Excellent Marcus Mosiah Garvey, the first Pan-Africanist. This book is known as the More Philosophy and Opinion. Marcus Garvey was voted in the top 100 philosophers of all time. So when you hear about the Greeks, Plato, Aristotle, Socrates, Marcus Garvey was one of the great philosophers. So you have to understand, we have our great philosophers. This book written by Robert Hill, a Jamaican professor, and this book teaches about the life and the times of Marcus Garvey, how he brought the Universal Negro Improvement Association into being, and he wrote one of the great political treatises, The Ideal State. This is how a government should be, the ideal state. Get this book and you'll know about it. This book, A Course in African Philosophy, this is the only book that is written by the Honorable Marcus Garvey. And this is a course that he used to teach all the presidents that would head the divisions of the UNIA. The Course of African Philosophy, this book named The Message to the People. As we go, this book had been written about the UNIA, and it is entitled, this is by Burkett Randall, and this book tells about the religious movement of Garveyism, how spiritual Garveyism was. Can you understand Mr. Garvey in 1914 without cell phone, without text, without fax? Started an organization and had 20 million members worldwide. 20 million members worldwide. He had to be doing it through this mental telepathy. And here is the big one, The Philosophy and Opinions of Marcus Garvey. Every home should have a copy of this book, The Philosophy and Opinions of Marcus Garvey. And we have the franchise of it. It is being reprinted by Ras Miguel Lawrence, so you can get your copy printed here in Jamaica. Now this is one of the elementary books that every school should have. What they never taught you in Black History School, this is where you will get it. All the information, and they tell you about the greatness of black people. The light bulb that you use and click on every night was invented by a black man, Louis H. Latimer. The white man will tell you that it was Thomas Edison. It was Louis H. Latimer, black man. And this one, Education for the Black Race. Every school should have it. Because if you don't get a strong foundation, you know when you're building a house, if you build a house with a weak foundation, the house going to topple. So you need a good, solid foundation. This book, Education of the Black Youth. Get this book. And as you know, we have a lot of names. John Brown, Horace Matthews, Claude Sinclair. Those are the white man names, the names that you got from the owner of the plantation that your great-great-grandmother and grandfather was on. This book now is the book of African names. You must get it and name your children out of this book, because our book carry power, our names carry power. So as I urge you, get a copy of this book, and when you are naming your children, you name them, give them an African name. So as I said, May 25th, the celebration of Black Unity, the Organization of African Unity, African Liberation Day. We must all strive to rebuild the African family, because we were the first. Even their own Bible tell you, Genesis chapter 2 verse 13. The river that runs through the Garden of Eden runs through the land of Ethiopia. Ethiopia is known as the land of black people. So the Bible tell you, we were there from the beginning. Their story, you know. God made man in his own image and put him in the Garden of Eden. And the Garden of Eden is in Ethiopia. Ethiopia is in Africa. So the first two beings were two black beings. So if God made them in his image, God must be black. Marcus Garvey told us. So my brothers and my sisters, you must ensure that you pass on the legacy. And as we move towards building a black nation, This year, come out and support the UNIA. This great organization is celebrating the 61st convention right here in Kingston, Jamaica, August 12th to August 19th. Come out and support it. Blessed. I end. The ends you serve that are selfish will get you no further than yourself. But the ends you serve for all in common shall take you into eternity. Blessed love.
Give him a big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen.